Hello, everybody. Ella, author like a boss, and um, I'm trying out with this microphone. So if you can let me know if you can hear me with this microphone, that would be awesome. While I go ahead and share this with the group. Okay, there's some woodpeckers outside, and we've got a kitty here who is really wanting some attention. Because they always know when I'm about to go live, huh? Just a minute. Sharing in a group. Hey, Pumpkin. Oh, rabbit. Paste. Okay. Okay, let me entertain the kitty with this other hand. Okay, so hello everybody, Ella here with Author Like a Boss. And today we are talking about the 3 simple steps to engaging your ideal reader, engaging with them. So last week we talked about where to find them. The week before, we talked about who they are. So, who is your ideal reader? Then, where do you find your ideal reader? And then finally, today, we're talking about how to engage with your ideal reader. And next week, next week, we're doing a bonus like what not to do. What not to do with your ideal reader. But for now, today, we're talking about the 3 steps to engaging with your ideal reader. So, the first step to engaging with your ideal reader is to lurk and stalk them. So last week we talked about where to find them. So you're in these Facebook groups, you're hanging out with them, and what you're going to do, the first step to engaging is kind of just like lurking and stalking. Hi, Christina. Hi, Melissa, Penelope. So yeah, you just kind of stalk them. And what you're doing when you're stalking them and lurking is seeing what kind of stuff people really engage with. Like you're like, okay, what is it that people are responding to? Look at, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. What is it that people are responding to? What is it that they're really like that gets the most likes or the most comments? So really pay attention to that because that's what people are already engaging with. And so when it's time for you to take that step to engage with them, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to want to do. Okay. So that's the first step is find and make note of what they are already engaging with. Okay. I call it lurking or stalking because it's more memorable, but it's really just being interested and making note like you would if you're doing any kind of character study of somebody. You're like, okay, what's happening here? You would be paying attention. So you're paying attention. Now, step 2 to engaging with your ideal reader is getting curious and asking questions. So while they're there, where they are, you're like, okay, now I need to get curious and ask questions. You start asking questions. You start being the one to post things like those other people. You know what kind of posts people respond to. So now you're the one who's going to start posting. And there's some ways, in getting curious, asking questions, a great way to do that is to go to, because get curious, ask questions, very abstract, right? Go to Pinterest and search up different, like I did this just yesterday, where you search up like Facebook posts or Facebook memes or games. Okay. And when you post them, whenever you post a meme, make sure to ask a question along with it. Make sure to ask a question so that people get engaged. You can even say, post a GIF if you agree, or GIF, or what have you, or like, who's gonna go? I posted the movie or the show Good Omens is coming out in a couple months, and the trailer just came out. And so I posted the trailer in a fantasy group, and I was like, who wants to go? Who's ready to go watch this? And then you start getting responses because people are like, me. Okay, but you ask questions And that's what gets people to respond, because you aren't talking about yourself in your book. You're letting them talk about themselves, and that is what people love to do, is they love to talk about themselves. So then they start responding. And you can make sure that it's, if you're worried about just talking about themselves, you can make sure that it's geared like on the topic of your genre. So you'd be like, what's your favorite dragon book? Right? So it's still relevant to you. Okay. So, but it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about them, while still being relevant to you. And that's why I say get curious, because it's not about you. The marketing isn't about you in your book. It's about your reader, your ideal reader, and what they want. So if you get curious, you can really find out what they want just by being curious and asking questions. So that's step 2. And step 3 to engaging with your ideal reader is every single time someone posts, especially if it's in your group or on your wall, but especially if they have posted to your question. So if you post a question and they respond, the number 3 step is to always respond. Okay. Never leave someone hanging. Never let them be the last person to respond. It started the conversation, and you are kind of in charge of the conversation, in terms of like, you are the one who created the space, and now it's your responsibility to hold it. And always respond, because that's the gift that you're giving to your ideal reader. And that's how they know you'll really care about them. And that's how they turn into fans, because you always respond. I have a friend, you guys may know Russell. He always responds. He responds to every single person that comments on his stuff, and he gets way more engagement than anybody I've ever seen, because he responds every single time. So once you've engaged, once you've asked a question, once you've gotten curious and people are responding, always respond and do it. You can keep on just asking questions. Oh, what did you like about that? What did you love about that? Oh, that's exciting. What did you like about that? And if you get tired of asking questions, then just say, that's awesome. Or leave a gift, but something. Always be the last person to respond. So those are the 3 best ways those are the 3 steps to engaging with your ideal reader. Okay. Find out more about them by lurking and stalking is step 1. Step 2, get curious and ask questions. And step 3, always respond. Okay. You can respond with more questions, a GIF, or whatever. So that's it today for this week's Facebook Live, Author Like a Boss, how to engage with your ideal reader. Next week, we're going to talk about like some bonus content about your ideal reader and what not to do with your ideal reader. So I look forward to seeing you next Friday as we complete February ideal reader funness. Okay. Hugs and happy authoring here at Author Like a Boss, you guys.